Hello everyone, welcome to Ryan. There are acronyms and things in front of me again. Kate made a thing out of my name.
So technically the whole plan was we were supposed to come up with a word that describes you and talk about it a little bit, but I know too many words and you are too many things for me to pick one word, so you got your name as an acrostic puzzle poem thing.
Okay.
Anyway, who's talking about theirs first? I guess I am.
We could do it.
You might as well just keep going.
Because you have a lot.
Alright,
Go first, yeah.
I have described Scoot as singular, compassionate, observant, original, and trustworthy. The last one is particularly important to me, as I have had some shitty, traumatic experiences in my life, and Scoot is someone that I met, knew for approximately a month, and within a month I was like, I trust this person with my life and with me being drunk, which is a big thing for me. Love you, Scoot.
I'll go.
Okay.
So I have great listener. So Scoot always makes himself available to talk to people and listen to them. And there's been a lot of times where I've been in a mood and it really helped to just talk it out. And I appreciate, Scoot, that you always listen and you give good advice, but still being very respectful. And in the same vein, you always consider other people's opinions and concerns. And I think that, helps us improve the game. So thank you for that.
I'll go next. I said considerate. I really appreciate how much you always go out of your way to reach out and make sure that, if some villain went a little too far, or a situation was a little too squicky, or a consequence was a little too touchy, that everyone's like either okay with it or not okay and gets to voice their concerns, and we can adjust. And I really appreciate that.
And I chose woke because I am consistently impressed by your ability, Scoot, to question yourself and take into account your privileges, and just you're constantly trying to learn and grow and improve. So, and I think you really try to live into your principles like a paladin, if you will.
Thank you all. I was not expecting that. Okay.
He never does.
No, I was expecting something much more raunchy, how the pre-conversation was going. But welcome to Ryan, everyone, now that I've been sort of blindsided by kindness, which is always much more harder. I don't know. It's hard to deal with in shenanigans, yeah.
Would you like us to introduce ourselves and answer the question while you collect yourself?
Yeah, if you don't mind. The question, welcome to Ryan, everyone. The question is equally touchy-feely. I asked the players to think about when they knew, as a character, like when their characters knew that they had found a genuine group of friends. So take it away, Gaffers.
Let's go in the same order.
So I'm Kate. I play our half-tiefling, half-kitsune monk, Allie. Allie is, Allie knew she was friends with Tessa a while back, which was back when, they grew up together. They were cousins.
Tiefling, kitsune.
Yes. So, they have been, I think, the thing that probably would have cemented Tessa and Allie's friendship would have been some kind of group effort to steal cookies from their Aunt Neri. Despite the fact that they don't actually need to steal them because Neri gives them out cookies. But Tessa was in charge of clumsily making a loud distraction while Allie was in charge of quickly stealing cookies, and they were friends after that. That's my headcanon anyway. Deb, you can choose to change it.
Totally in her wheelhouse.
The first time she realized that she really trusted and liked Nikki as more than just you're a fun person to hook up with was probably one of their post-fucking cuddles, where they were talking about their favorite music and why they liked it, and discovered that they had at least 3 songs on 2 continents apart that they both heard and both absolutely loved, and then were kind of loudly singing them at 3 a.m. until Phyllis came in and was like, shut up. And Actually, of all of them,
One quick change. Phyllis would never tell you to shut up. Phyllis would ask you repeatedly if you need anything to go to sleep. He would be much kinder about it.
that is shut up.
Benadryl
correctly.
or alcohol.
Of all of the group, Allie probably like became friends with Kiki the fastest, or at least like made a connection with her the fastest, because pranks and explosions. The end. I think basically it was cemented as soon as like Allie suggested like a slight tweak to a particular like pranking version of a bomb, and Kiki then realized that she could use this same thing to make a much nastier bomb. It was friendship at first explosion.
Friendship at first boom.
They got along like a house on fire, maybe literally.
With bombs in it.
I'll go next. I'm Deb. I'm playing Tessa, the Tiefling Paladin. So for me, it was kind of like a really easy answer. Tessa's just everybody's her friend like immediately. So I think that like when she first encountered the group and they set out from Thunderblade, I think that whole traveling experience, just like she'd never really done that before with other people. I think that made them closer, but really I think what did it was that first battle. So for her, like there's nothing like fighting like side by side to really like cement a friendship. Like you have each other's backs. And for Allie, it's kind of like how Kate said, like it was probably like one of their very first family shared outings because they kind of did grow up together. So whenever they were like old enough to like talk and hang out and scheme together, would definitely have done that.
Hello, I'm Robert. I play Nikki, the human wizard, and she really she knew that the group got along reasonably well after their first job. That's why she agreed to do another job with them. But it wasn't until the in the Heartway, which I don't believe Allie was there for yet. Yeah, when we were in the Aloran Temple, in the floor that messed with your emotions, and we had to like do the cleansing bath thing. When it was like she was surprised by how much she was affected that she had been made to be angry at her companions.
That'll do it.
She was like, "No, fuck you, Temple. Those were my friends." Those were my friends?
Oh, so it's sort of a collective. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So, I'm Randall, and I play Kiki, the Kinku Tinkerer. And so Kiki's had a very different journey, I think, with each person. Prior to joining up with the Gaffers, she's been like friendly with people. I'll say, other than her mentor, who like she adored and bonded with. She was like friendly with people, but not necessarily like bosom buddies. So for each of them, for Tessa, the time Tessa took Kiki flying before Kiki had her boots of flight, like meant the world to Kiki. And even though Kiki has these boots now, she will never, ever, ever, ever forget that. Also, you were like, anytime you want to go flying, Kiki, let me know. So that meant a lot to her. I think what solidified her friendship with Nikki was giving us like a home base. Because it, like, and also either giving your blessing or turning away from the fact that Kiki just took over this one shed and decided that things were going to explode in and around it. Yeah, okay. Like that to her meant a whole lot, because that kind of like freedom, but also like belonging and freedom balance, like meant a lot to her. And then exactly what Kate said about Allie and Kiki, like just that humor and like the use of devices and stuff kind of like created this bridge. But it was also the time Allie and Fox Farm pissed on the clothing of Nikki's relatives. Kiki was just like,
yeah, for Nikki too, for Allie.
Yeah. Kiki was just like, yeah, all right. Yeah, like, those were asshats and you did good. Like, she was like, you were just in almost from the get-go.
All right. So now that those are done and I've composed myself, Last week you all faced off against Shadow Man, and it went relatively well, because you murdered him.
Murdered him.
You did murder. But now you folks you have bamfed back to I think we had our bingo, right?
I got the bingo.
Okay, got the bingo. Yep.
That's a bingo.
That's a bingo. So, you went back to, after killing Rim, putting him into a wicker monster, and not necessarily the ground.
Yeah, but just his boots.
Yeah. One of you has a new companion now.
Ew.
Known as Nub Nub the
He's not actually Musadrake. He's a Musadrake. I'm thinking like he's a little more like Lindsay Sterling / Enya vibe. He fits Allie better.
He might need a new name.
Oh.
I can't think of that one Indian song that's like, I just imagine him just screaming that at 2 a.m.
Lindsay Sterling is great, though.
Yeah, no, Lindsay Sterling is great. But then you managed to get yourselves back home. You took the Heartway, you got to Thunderblade and took the Heartway back to the temple, which is where you folks are now. It's been a little bit of time since the battle. It's been a day or two you've been able to rest. But the day is yours, Gaffers, as the sun rises. You have felled a thorn in your side, removed it. Nikki has a new book.
Which she's not sure what to do with. It's very difficult to read.
Yeah, because every time you open it, it tries to suck out all of your emotions.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
Do you need me to help with that?
We could try.
I mean, maybe with the 2 of us, we could.
Yeah.
Maybe control that.
But what if it's? My big concern there is that it's stronger even than I don't know just how powerful and ancient this is, right? If it's, you are a champion of doing emotions, but
no, I wouldn't say champion at emotions. That's my aunt.
Well, friendship's an emotion.
Friendship, maybe.
Friendship is not an emotion.
Friendship is a state of being in a relationship.
Is friendship an emotion?
Dude, I'm nominating that for the title. Friendship is not an emotion.
Nikki looks thoughtful.
I mean, I could always, I could ask my aunt for advice. She does seem to have a lot of experience with dark and tainted objects. It doesn't seem to be cursed, but it's that emotion thing is.
It seems to me more like it's sort of a central part of its nature rather than a curse on top. But I would love to be wrong.
No.
Actually, you are correct, Nikki, because you checked it for curses and such, and there are none on this book.
Well, Identify doesn't tell you if there's curses, but...
I think I identified that there was not a curse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like you could use to talk to an empath. There's a bunch of them at the Aloran temples. I mean, Aunt Neri's one too, but I also don't know how busy she is.
I think an empath is probably a good... that's a really good idea. I like that a lot.
When she hears that, she's like, "Books have feelings."
That's a complicated question.
This one seems to hate them.
Trying to have feelings, it's just trying to have them by taking them from whoever's reading it.
Now that might be the session title. Books have feelings.
If this book was in a Facebook relationship, it would be "It's complicated."
Wow, got it.
But it's probably not a bad idea to talk to an empath about it.
At least. Yeah, get their advice.
Well, on the one hand, we should tell it Briseis, but on the other hand, if we show it Briseis that book, she's probably just going to stab it and or burn it, or both.
No, I want to read it.
Shadowfell. Yeah, which is why I'm saying we don't tell her.
Okay.
So is it enchanted? So if it's enchanted, Kiki can remove an enchantment. If you want the content, but not the negative juice.
I'm afraid those aren't separable.
Damn it.
That's a problem.
I think it might be the content itself that causes the effect, so removing it would be tantamount to wiping the pages blank. And I'd have a very nice diary.
What exactly happened when you tried to touch it?
Have you ever been really depressed?
No.
I'm going to struggle to explain this one to you.
No, I get it. No, I understand.
You know feelings?
But not me personally.
Emotions?
Yeah,
Just
I am part
stepping
empath.
back.
Yes. So it was like drawing out a lot of negative feelings that you normally wouldn't
All
experience.
my feelings just gone, just empty bucket.
Thrax looks at Tessa and goes, "Do you know when your aunt would talk about that null state?"
Yes.
I think that's what Nikki means.
Nikki nods.
What happens if I touch it? Can I is the book there? Can I poke it?
Is
Yeah.
the book out?
I'll take it out of the holster if Tessa wants to poke it.
I want to poke it.
Do you touch it?
Yeah.
Say the line, Scoot. Say the line.
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna touch
No,
it.
not that line, but that's a good one too.
I would have had bingo with that line last time.
And
Aw.
are you sure?
Are you sure you want to do this, Deb?
Yeah.
You positive?
Tessa's sure.
Touch the
So-
book.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking what Tessa would do, and I think that she would try to see what Nikki was seeing when she experienced this.
Hey, Allie, can you be ready to just push Tessa away if it's an emotional electric shock kind of?
Yeah, Tessa, keep your hand relaxed when you touch it.
I'll try that.
So you are touching it.
Yes.
Okay, charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, I'm proficient in that.
Oh, just
Does
on
it-
contact.
Does a 22 save?
It does not.
Even with your +6 and
It
stuff.
count,
And
so the book is
Wow.
counter rolling this, and Tessa, you
Oh.
hit it, and you're this rush of many, many emotions, and you folks see Tessa start to sort of shake and vibrate and
Yeah,
convulse a bit.
so remember my whole thing is perception and insight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack her hand away from the book.
Okay, as soon
I'll
as
pull
you
the book
touch
away at the same
Tessa,
time.
you also start up
I
shaking.
pull the
and
book
things.
away. I pull the book away.
You
Lock it
also
back in the
start.
holster.
Kiki,
Well,
are
I mean,
you
I
doing
was
anything?
holding it. I was
Kiki
holding the book
cast-
this whole time.
Kiki casts Mage Hand to fucking grab the book on these
Okay.
dumbasses. And
So you
I was
move
holding
the
the book this whole time.
Okay.
Right?
No, yeah. So you're affected by this too.
It wasn't
No,
until
You're
no,
creating
wasn't
a-
Nikki affected the whole time. She's been holding the book the whole time.
I know, but when Tessa touched it, something triggered,
I
and
see,
all
I
of
see.
you're touching
Okay.
Tessa, and Nikki's touching the book. Kiki uses Mage Hand because Kiki is smart to knock the book away.
I am not.
Let's see what happens. All right, Nikki, you look up, like you're all blinking, and Nikki, you're a
Yeah.
lot taller than you were before.
Okay.
A lot taller.
How taller?
Tessa tall, and
That's
you
tall.
feel
Like-
you feel strong.
Alright.
Oh no.
no.
Oh no.
Tessa, you feel you have a different tail because you have multiple tails, and you're shorter than you were before. And Allie, you feel the same way you did when you were like 12, kind of spindly and not as strong or
Hey,
as quick as you used
I
to be.
resemble that remark.
So from Kiki's perspective, has anything visually changed? Have they physically changed? Like, is Nikki physically taller, or have they swapped?
So you're looking at them and they're blinking and they're sort of you see Tessa. They all seem sort of uncomfortable in their
Oh my
forms, as if
God.
they're trying to figure things out. Tessa keeps looking up when somebody talks, and Tessa's the tallest. So what? Tessa doesn't do that. Tessa's too tall. You're seeing those small idioms. Oh no. So make an Arcana check for me, Kiki, since you're the one that hasn't swapped yet.
Oh,
I think just to be sad for a little while. I wasn't expecting this.
you're like, I want to be
I was ready to cry.
21.
I was ready to get all my emotions sucked out. I wasn't ready for a body swap.
Yeah, you're oh, they've probably switched bodies. There was some weird interaction with this book trying to pull, and Tessa's abilities messing with it, and then this is some weird feedback that happened.
Whichever one of
Again.
you is Nikki, Teach me how to cast a fireball.
What do you mean, whichever one of you is Nikki? Oh.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I start talking, I can, like, it's Tessa's voice.
Mhm.
But, like, slightly wrong, because now I'm hearing it from inside Tessa's head for the first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh dear.
So Tessa and Allie's body is just doing laps around the room.
Oh, I forgot.
This
Right?
is really
She's
fast.
so fast.
Tessa,
So fast.
Tessa, try going up the walls.
She definitely goes up the walls.
Are you going full tilt? Are you just going all out, Tessa?
No. I know enough not to go full tilt.
Okay.
But
Do
she's
you?
even in like base form.
Do
Allie's so
you?
much faster.
I can do 90 movement speed without procking the
Like,
exhaustion. So you
Tessa's
can do that.
normal is
And
like
it's fast.
30, so
Yeah.
I feel like she would go 60, be like.
Kiki, meanwhile, is rubbing her temples. Because no one seems to be taking this seriously. And
So,
she's just,
Kiki, for what it's worth, yes, I want to get back in my body, but also, like, if I'm spending time in Nikki's, I want to cast fireballs.
and Kiki looks at you.
Fireballs inside
Kiki-
my house.
Kiki looks at you again, not sure. Like then she goes, not usually how you spend time in people's bodies.
Oh!
Zing!
No, usually it's more explosions than fire.
Hopefully not fire.
Don't kink shame, Tessa.
No. I meant like an STD kind of fire.
I was just
Oh.
thinking like
That was
icy
bullshit.
hot lube.
Oh
Oh,
my
I didn't
God.
even.
Why
think
would
of
you
that.
put that anywhere near anything anyway? That's not where that goes, Robert.
Hey, we don't kink shame here.
That's just a bad. I know, whatever, man. That's just a bad idea. You don't want that on anything, and you certainly don't want that in anything.
No.
You don't want that on mucous membranes, no.
Okay.
Alright.
Are there any geckos nearby? Because Kiki, like, she's like wants to deal with this sitch.
So,
Yeah, so Chach, the scout, comes up, and he's just, she's just kind of coming up like, she heard some weird magic coming in, and you can see that this gecko is peeking its head in.
Kiki's like, hi, help please, get Phyllis Waggerdagger, please.
Okay.
Because I don't know, like, now that we know Phyllis is like some old, like, caster with some magic, Kiki's just like, I need She's like, I need another adult in the room. It's kinda... Apparently everyone would rest and aid.
As Nikki's doing push-ups, Allie's desperately trying to do the right hand movements for a fire
I'm not
spell.
trying to cast a fireball inside. Nikki specifically said no fireballs inside, so Allie is, like, not doing that. But,
I mean,
like,
there's other cool spells you could try.
yes. But, actually, she probably would have paid close enough attention to the hand motions that she might be able to replicate some of your cantrips.
It's possible.
Robert, what cantrips does Nikki have?
I've got Firebolt, Mage Hand, Message, Prestidigitation, and Shocking Grasp.
Ooh.
Uh,
I don't know if the magic, like how much of the magic is in the body and how much is in the.
Allie would be
spell,
trying to
basically.
prestidigitate so that she can prestidigitate, like, sparkles in Tessa's wake as she's running everywhere.
so I rolled the d20 to see how you did, and you crit. So you just glitter
she
bombed
did.
Tessa in your own body.
Yes!
You were just covered in
Wait,
your
wait,
body is
I wanna-
covered in glitter.
I want to turn into fox form, but still covered in glitter.
That's never coming out of your fur, by the way.
As soon as
No, Tessa, no. Oh.
as soon as I see my body successfully cast a spell, you see Tessa's body like reach for her side and like fumble at the air for a little while, and then walk over to Nikki's body and like just like zero personal space, just reach in and grab a notebook out of the side pocket and start taking notes because Nikki didn't think that was how magic worked.
Kiki uses Mage Hand to pick up the book and put it on a very high shelf for the time being. She's like, she doesn't want like a gecko to like stumble across it.
Yeah.
She doesn't want any like the staff. She's just like,
So
Quick them
Chach
up.
eventually comes back, kind of pulling Phyllis with her, and Phyllis goes, "It's okay, Chach, what's going on?" And he looks at it and goes, What's all this? And he's like, there's just this glitter bomb that's gone off in the room.
There's a glitter bomb fox sprinting around. There's a very confused looking, like, Goliath-sized person. And there's Nikki making hand motions constantly.
Hello.
It actually isn't all that odd.
Hello, Tessa. Miss Tessa.
We've
Hi!
been,
Fox waves.
Oh, hello, Miss Sally, because the fox is just making fox noises at this point. Yeah.
Topsy Thorsdade.
Not
version
not
of Freaky
quite,
Friday.
Not quite Allie over there, I'm afraid.
Of course it is.
I'm Nikki.
He hears and Nikki.
Allie here.
We got
Tess is as the
Dumbledore.
fox. She's got glitter in my fur. Technically, I got glitter in my fur. It's confusing. My head hurts a little.
Kiki gives Phyllis a very
You might want to stop
expression.
trying to cast.
No, I have a headache about the glitter. I'm going to have to wash out later.
Again, you're never getting all of that out. You will die with some of it in your fur.
Tessa looks genuinely concerned, and I'm like, no, really, like, just like take it easy and see if it helps. There's like every year there's like 2 freshmen who like pass out with like horrible nosebleeds from overcasting.
Oh, okay. I'll stop.
What happened? Asked Phyllis as he just sort of goes over to Kiki and returns Kiki's look of like, oh gods, why? Like, bye, Ayun, and just sort of sits
Kiki-
down in a chair.
Kiki points up to the tome and she's like, "Cursed book." Yeah, then she's like,
Technically.
When
Oh.
Tessa touched it, there was
No,
some
the-
sort of resonation
Miss
between
Kiki,
its.
could you bring it with a hand, the mage hand, please?
"Sure." And she brings it down and just
Okay.
has it kind of hover there
And you see
in front
him
of Phyllis.
take out gloves and put them on. And he
It was
opens
fine when
the
I was
book.
touching it, or when my body would. When Nikki's body was. This is really confusing. Touching it earlier, it was fine. Gloves are still probably a good call. But
Where
figured
did you?
you'd
And
have the info.
he instinctively looks at Nikki's body, which has Allie in it, and he goes, "Where did you, man? Where did you?
Where did we get
Where
it?
is the mistress right now? Who is the mistress?
That's me.
Tessa body.
Tessa body. Where did you get this?
From a shadow monk. Who was
Took it
trying
off
to kill us all.
Spooky butt down in Zanran.
We killed him, by the way.
Kiki just goes, "Asshat." That's her description of her.
That's also where I got the. Oh, where is he? Allie looks around for the music drake.
Oh, he's passed out on a shelf.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just playing a small violin, like watching this
Wow.
happen.
That's where I got him.
Oh, right, the one from the kitchen earlier. Okay, so you went to a city of let me make sure I understand this. You went to a city of unchecked magic,
Yep.
Mhm.
assassinated someone,
More or less. They fought back.
and you took a tome of secrets and shadows from him and brought it here.
Kiki raises her hand. Technically, in a portal, another dimension, not in another city per se.
Oh, you were in the betwixt and between.
The killing was in the between, yeah.
Yeah, we're fairly certain it was a trap.
We actually got
We
the
decided
book
to spring it.
we got the book in Zanran, then we went through the portal to the between, and that's when we did the assassinating, and then we gated back here, more or less.
Okay.
Figured we might as well get all of the danger books together, right? Collect them all.
No! Why would you do that?
Tessa
She,
grins unabashedly.
she is a wizard who collects books to learn from. You didn't expect
I
this
wanted
to
to
happen
read
at some
it.
point?
I mean, we enchant things here. Doesn't mean we bring in barrels of residuum, or it's not like Miss Kiki has cartons and wagons full of black powder just lying around.
So bad news for you, Phyllis.
Yes, he does.
Kiki makes a gesture to
Stop,
like,
Ray!
like-
You fucking narc! Stop!
Yeah, no, right? Yeah.
Because we were considering getting a shipment in, but now that we know that it would distress you, we won't.
Yes,
Yeah.
who keeps wagons full of black powder in places? Who does that?
I haven't a clue, Phyllis.
Kiki's like, anyway. Problem
Changing the
hand.
subject.
Yes, it's like
Anyway, we should probably Nikki, you have a
Yeah. Wait,
excellent
you-
body.
you
Don't
or-
get me wrong,
I
but
know.
I would like to be back in mine.
Fox is just
Are you
screaming
still
at
in
all of
box
you.
form?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't figure out how to
You
switch back.
Can't actually speak. Wow.
Well, Tessa doesn't know how to exactly. Plus,
Yeah.
Tessa's sort of
Yeah.
stuck, as Deb just said.
I like that. Like your body gets stuck in closets, but the getting stuck nature is in your soul.
Here. It's in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
that comes from inside.
Miss Tessa touched
The closet.
this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there was some resonation that happened. The weave went all fucky around it.
Right, and I think Miss Tessa's empathic nature and powers from the sheep deity or wherever that, I'm not entirely sure. That's some sort of psionic stuff. I think there was just sort of a, like, you know, two magnets, the two sides of the same magnets come together and they just repelled, but this is just a counter effect of that. So we should be able to get you back. I think I can. I just need to go get a few things.
Do you need help?
I don't know if I want it. He says, looking at Tessa, just.
To be fair, I'm not sure that there's all that much I can carry right now.
Should we just try to touch it again, do you reckon?
No, because that would mean you using Miss Tessa's powers, which you don't know how to use, I'm assuming, unless Miss Tessa just gave you a crash course, and he looks down at the fox who's just making weird fox noises.
Ring-a-ding-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding.
Wow.
Just opens up and it starts playing like what the fox says, just like a
Yes.
record player.
Like full percussion. Yeah.
I do actually have a headcanon that Allie has a necklace that has, like, you know how Idri has her not a halfling button?
Mm-hmm.
I have a headcanon that Allie has a necklace that you open it up and it plays the chorus from What Does the Fox Say, but only when she's in fox form.
Wow.
Sure.
Brilliant.
This is so very magical world.
I'm fairly certain
No.
that it's a thing that Finn gave her at some point.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
checks out. Yeah.
Miss Kiki, Phil's getting very exacerbated. This is the cucumber situation all over again.
Oh,
Worse.
not the cucumber.
Not the cucumber sandwiches.
Please keep
Yes.
Please keep your companions from coming anywhere near this book while I prepare some things. I will be back shortly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
As soon as he leaves, I'll go try to show my body how to cast some more spells.
Show my body.
And whether or not it works.
Okay, everyone who was affected by the book, please make me a perception check.
17.
Uh-oh. Wait, what stats are you using? Or I guess perception would convey.
Yeah, your perception will still be with you.
Your mind.
25.
Okay. And Nikkei.
Roll 20 still says rolling the dice. Maybe a crit?
Oh, okay.
Funny.
So Nikki and Allie hear this as there's a very faint whisper talking to both of you.
Okay.
It's saying the same thing. And it keeps saying druid.
Just over and over.
Yep. Found him.
Sorry, say again?
Found him.
Druid found him. Druid found him. Druid found him. Do I recognize the voice at all?
No. It is this sort of whispers that the nearest thing you have to it is when you were a little kid and you thought you heard things in the middle of the night. And you thought you heard things saying things.
I'll look at the other two Freaky Friday folks and kind of tilt my head. Do you hear that?
Yeah, didn't there used to be a druid in your companions?
Neva?
Eh.
There was. She was a half dryad. I think she's on Feywild business.
Kiki looks at you
Is-
both.
She was called away. at
Scoot, I have a
Crossroads.
grammatical question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the voice saying Druid found him, as in the Druid found him, or is it saying Druid,
The
found,
Druid.
period, found him,
The
as
Druid,
in found the Druid who was an
period,
elf?
found him, period.
Oh, so it's the other druid.
Open and see.
Oh. Well, Nikki,
Yep.
I am not the smartest person in this room. I'm also not the second smartest.
I think that's Kiki.
Possibly the
I
third
think
smartest?
that's maybe
Not
also
sure.
Kiki.
Anyway,
I'm the fourth.
it's
The fox is
No.
up
I'm not sure about that, honestly. But
Kiki, by the way, is the first, second, and third smartest person in the room.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
The
Yeah.
list continues after that.
however, I will say Allie has a wisdom of +6. So
Mm.
I'm gonna go right ahead and say that despite the fact, and perhaps because this is a thing that we all really, really want to find that fucking druid, opening that book is a fucking terrible idea.
Yeah, let's at least be us before we do that.
Hee hee.
Yes. You can't talk. You're a fox.
Fox and
Aw.
Tessa, do you?
Fox says hee hee.
Hee hee.
That's actually
Oh, that's
fairly
fair.
accurate.
Tessa,
Oh,
do
you
you?
said hee. I thought you said Kiki.
No, I said hee hee. Like
Oh,
the
okay.
weird fox noises. You know what I mean?
Tessa, do you want to continue being a fox right now, or do you want to be?
She thinks the fox head no.
Okay, so it's
fattest little fox.
you have to focus on not what you look like, what I look like when I'm tiefling me, but what I feel like. So think about my family, I guess it'd probably be the
Sexy
easiest.
thoughts.
Think about my family and think about like
Okay.
how I interact with Iban and Nana and Riza and my dad.
I will try that, and I will try to switch back.
I will also recommend to think horny thoughts. It'll probably get you in character.
Fair
Wisdom saving throw, Tessa, using your own wisdom.
32.
Yeah, you popped right back up in alley.
Oh, okay. That was interesting. I feel a little unhinged.
Yeah, there is glitter all in your hair now, Allie.
It's a lot of glitter.
Phyllis does. This is a lot of glitter. Phyllis does return with a number of reagents and a spell circle, and he, asks Miss Kiki to put the book back up on the high shelf with the mage hand because he needs the table.
While
Yes,
he's
yeah.
getting ready, I'm gonna try to show Allie how to cast Prestidigitation, like the cleanup part of it. But it just keeps making more glitter.
Just vomiting
So-
out.
Wow.
Slight meta note. I want you guys to know, and Rob, there's no way you could possibly have known this. And I actually did not do this on purpose, and I did not think of it till after I'd cast Prestidigitate. But this weekend, Scoot told me that I was getting a stupid prize for winning the bingo game. And the stupid prize he gave me was that Allie was always going to find traces of glitter in places.
Oh my god.
I did not plan to do this,
Oh my god.
but when you said Prestidigitate could like create things, I was like, oh, I should make like little glitter trails like following behind Tessa. That's a thing Allie would do. And then it happened, and then I was like, fuck, I have made the prophecy come true.
No.
So the prophecy has
Wow.
foretold.
The best prophecies are the ones I trick you people into doing.
Womp womp.
Eventually, he does cast this kind of greater restoration ritual, and you were all pulled back into your proper forms.
Phyllis
I need
can
a
cast
nap.
the greater restoration as a ritual.
Sort of, kind of.
Nikki,
That's badass. Allie?
you need to do some exercises for that ass.
Got a nice ass.
Could be better. I'll give you some ideas.
6 out of 10.
I'll raise my
Yeah.
eyebrows.
Ouch. You need
Damn.
like a lay on hands for that? Shit.
I'll look thoughtful, and then I'll wink at Allie and say, well, as long as it's you doing the exercising.
Wow.
I'm
Deal.
uncomfortable, says Phyllis. He wraps up the reagents. And he looks at
I-
Kiki.
Plus, I'm
and he
happy to
goes,
give you exercises too if you'd like, but you're gonna have to do them yourself.
How do you do this? He says to Miss Kiki. Like,
I'll give Phyllis a very polite, chaste hug and thank him very much for helping put us back.
mm-hmm.
Was Phyllis meaning how does Kiki put up with this?
Yes.
Is that what
he's trying to be very
Kiki's,
subtle about it?
Kiki's like, blow stuff up. She just
Stress relief.
Okay. Yes. Now, would you like? I don't. Perhaps you need these, my lady. And he takes the gloves he used to open the book and hands them to you.
To me?
To you, yes.
Okay, stellar. I'll put them on and pick up the book and lock it back in its.
Yeah, you usually shouldn't touch items like this with your bare skin.
Who would do that?
What about what it was saying?
What was saying?
The book.
If Phyllis doesn't know. Yeah.
Oh
He
yeah.
was in the room.
Phyllis, while we were swapped around, we could hear I think it was the book whispering to us.
It was the books. Look, the thing that it said was to open it, so I'm assuming it came from the book.
Yeah. Said it found the druid to open it to find out. Doesn't seem like a very good idea, but I'd like your expertise on scary books.
My expertise is to not have them. We've gone beyond my expertise.
You have one of the scariest books out there.
And that is enough. Why would I have more?
Kiki, Kiki looks to the group. So where is the book right now? Are you holding it, Nikki, with gloves? Yeah. Okay, so Kiki takes like a nearby candle and like brings it over to the book, and she looks to the group like she's ready to threaten the book, basically. Like, tell us what you know.
I ain't fucking touching that thing.
Roll
again.
to intimidate the book.
What she's asking the group is it okay to try to... Kiki does not have great intimidation, by the way.
Is it sentient?
Does it matter?
It spoke.
It talked
Just
to
like,
us, so maybe.
It spoke. No stuff, says Kiki. Although radiant energy might be more appropriate to threaten it than like a candle flame.
I can yell at it a lot.
Scream a sermon at it about friendship.
I'll
Kiki, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, Kiki offers to cast Moonbeam, which is like a constant pillar of radiant energy. And then, like, we could threaten to put the book in the Moonbeam to see. But she doesn't know if it's worked. But for her mind, something talks and knows where something is. That implies a certain level of intelligence, not sentience.
How do you know it's the book and not something talking through the book?
I also kind of still want to read it. I don't want it to burn up.
I don't know that we can talk to it.
I think we should talk to an empath about this. They might have.
You did.
thoughts.
She swapped your bodies.
Well, I'm a shitty empath, to be fair.
Empath.
Perhaps one with a bit more experience? No offense, Tessa.
No, none taken. Fuck that.
To not cause horrifying
Fuck that book.
Between.
So off to
And
your aunt? What is the plan here, folks?
I mean, I have the necklace, so I can ask her directly, I guess. Scoot, you would need to be able to tell Neri what the hell's going on with this, or if you need her in there, like, present.
I can give you a summary.
Okay. Yeah, so Tessa's going to, trigger her necklace, and she's going to ask her aunt, hey, sorry to bother you. We've got this weird shadow book that's kind of absorbing emotions, and it didn't really like me very much, and I thought maybe you could give some advice.
Your aunt, in a very roundabout way, basically tells you that if it's doing that actively, it's probably from the fell itself, because it would be very difficult to enchant a mortal plane book to do that. She's never heard of this particular book before, but you might need to find someone that has more knowledge of the fell than her. But you probably should keep it locked up. She'll send you a box from her friend Devon Relman to kind of keep it in, to make sure it doesn't hurt people. And don't go messing with it, because there is probably some. And she tells you, she confirms what Phyllis said of that. Your defenses made this thing kick back, and instead of harming you, it just swapped you around so the book couldn't get at you.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
So, Nikki, when you tried to read the book and you had to do a save,
I could
right?
handle it just fine until I opened it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like we can you can't just read it. Yeah, okay.
I think you guys would probably be okay touching it. I think it reacted to me, so I can't touch it.
Seems accurate.
Yeah. All right, so we need to find someone who knows Shadowfell shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know maybe anyone from the Crossroads who is an expert in dealing with fell bullshit?
Not in the Crossroads.
I mean, we could get in contact with Idri. I've got her number. She told me how to call to a storm. Could try it. Elzoff might know something about it. I'm not. Could be worth a go. Allie, I meant to offer. Never mind.
What were you gonna offer?
Well, if you wanted to, as long as you were in there,
Oh, thanks.
I missed something.
Wow, I think I got it. I'm disturbed.
Thrax comes up to Tess and goes, I'll explain tonight. He kind of pats you.
I like me as a person doesn't understand.
Oh, if Allie wanted to try having sex with Elzoff while she was defending me.
Oh. Okay. Got it.
Since he's like my sugar daddy and like the whole ancient dragon thing, like probably Allie's never.
I'm having a
Slept
tough
with
time
her.
remembering
Really
his name.
she hasn't slept with an ancient, prototypical dragon before.
Right, yeah, like you got one missing on your conquer list.
What is his name? For some reason I can't.
Elzoff.
Elza.
Okay.
ELZ apostrophe off.
I'm writing it down because I can never remember his goddamn name.
Anyway, so
Call him my sugar dragon.
there's a couple. You want to call your sugar dragon, huh?
No, I told Deb that she could call him my sugar
Oh,
dragon.
okay.
I probably
Instead of
spelled that
remembering his
wrong,
name.
but that's okay.
So you have a couple of options for information. You have Elzoff, the ancient proto-dragon. There are folks. Actually, Nikki, you would know that admiral you had at the party. Her husband is of the Fell. Frank is of the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Allie would tell you, though, that Frank is good at a lot of things, but he's not known for, I'm trying to find a polite way to say this. He and Tessa are similar and get along well.
I'm not sure that was polite.
Doesn't get it.
Given that you prefaced it.
He's, bless his heart.
He's a nice man.
He's very nice. He's very nice, and he's great with a sword, and he always has snacks. But I'm not sure how much complex, ancient, possibly trying to possess his books are his jam.
You could always
You could
try to
try-
ask him.
Yeah, Captain might know about it too.
Or you could try one of his kids.
Do we have any?
Well, there's also
I could sending him, yeah.
we could do that. There's also that the Lady of Paper Rockham's an empath. And a really good one. I don't know if we need an empath or somebody who knows about the Shadowfell, though.
Probably the Shadowfell, it seems like.
Alright, well, I guess I'll ask Frank first. Just in case. Maybe he can at least point us in the right direction.
Okay, so you want to send to the admiral.
I want to send straight to Frank, I think.
Okay. You basically, as you're sending to him, you get like a ring, 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 Cadbury phone.
So he's. This is like the guy who like picks up the phone and says, "Sorry, Robert Purse can't come to the phone right now."
Yeah. And then you get a, oh, hey. Hang on, killing a demon, and you don't know why in message, but you can hear a roar. And then you hear, good job, babe.
He's just making the roar in his mind. He's narrating this for me.
He is.
Demon.
Okay, so I will ask him, got a weird book from the Shadowfell.
Ooh.
Tried to eat my emotions.
Yeah, it'll do that.
Know anything about this or who I could ask?
Yeah. Are you a bit? Hang on. And he narrates more of the battle for you. Yeah. Are you like around or like
Hold on. So you get 25 words for ascending.
Mm-hmm.
Did he use all of them on narrating?
A lot of them.
Also,
are you a
boom, squish.
Squish.
My spell slots. Okay, I'll send another one. We're at my estate.
On brand.
We could get to somewhere maybe?
Cool. Hang on. Bam, bam, slash, bam, slash, slash. We'll come to you, and then it cuts off.
Okay, Frank has offered his sound effects and also maybe help. They're coming here.
Well, that's something.
He didn't say when, even though he had words left.
He just chose to stop.
Nikki is it's like she's all about like, get that maximum efficiency out of your sendings, and like
So I would like everyone to make perception checks, please.
Perception checks.
Tessa got a 19.
Okay. $25 for Allie. Good. It's on par there.
10.
Still is rolling the dice. Come on, roll 29.
Yeah, so Allie, you and Kiki are like, why is he pissing away magic like that? Like, it's not like a super finite resource, but like, come on, man. Allie and Tessa, however, you look outside. Did you hear a very loud roar, followed by another very loud roar, and then a woman cackling? And you look to see a tear in the sky, as it looks like this ship is following a very beat-up red dragon. And there's this tinier tiefling woman, like, circling around it and just screaming as you hear, like, 3 gunshots, and a big fuck you. Like, a big, like, fuck you. And then you hear the dragon hit the ground.
I will go outside.
Yeah, there's, like, at least a elder, possibly adult red dragon corpse just, like, kind of there as...
Fucking nailed it.
Yep. As you see the good admiral in her battle regalia. Dad, would you like to describe what that is for the audience?
Yeah, so her battle regalia comes from her her Rakai patron
anymore, and yet met another one of Deb's characters.
Oh, you've met her before.
Yeah, but like in a new costume, so it counts, right?
So, much like Elzoth, Morgana has a pact with a Rakai. Unfortunately, this Rakai is dead, but still gives her powers and can communicate and stuff. And one of the things is this draconic armor. So it is kind of think like Kerrigan from StarCraft, except more draconic. Basically like scales and giant shoulders and tits out and like tail and
tits out,
horns and
what, like it's actually just out.
Well, I mean they're covered. I mean mostly.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, it's like
a topless legal.
If you can, it's like a black and red, very draconic armor. It's kind of just encircles her whole body, and there are these big black and red wings that she's using to fly around. And then that is what she would have gone into battle with against this red dragon.
Yep, and you see she's just cutting the shit out of it, like kind of doing getting rid of like a battle rage. And you see Frank kind of poofs out and goes, "Good job, babe."
Morgana gives him the thumbs up.
Yeah. Are you going to start carving? Yeah, you're going to start carving. All right, cool. And then he just, as Morgana starts very expertly taking off this thing's scales and begins to sort of butcher it, along with the help of a couple of her crew. Frank just starts walking towards the house, reaches into his head, pulls out a full stein of beer, and just starts casually drinking it as he's walking towards you. And you can see him in the window. He waves.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah. As he notices you, he just coalesces into shadow and just bamfs into the room. Hi.
Hey, how's the hunt?
Oh, it's over now. Yeah, we killed it. Well, she killed it, and that's my girl. And you see his Morgana's just with these incredibly sharp blades, is just sawing off the head and trying to figure out how to affix it to the ship.
There's a lot of skulls affixed to the ship. To be honest.
Jeez.
Yeah, she likes skulls. Anyway, what can I do you for?
Yeah, so there was a Shadowfell monkey fella. Fella who was a monk of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Not like monkey folk. Shit. Sorry. He sucked. We killed him. Got his book. Tried to eat my emotions.
Oh yeah, no, that'll happen. Got that book?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. And he he just takes it from you barehanded, and he feels a twinge. He's like, "Ralph, is that you?" Everyone, make a perception check, please.
Ooh.
18.
Okay.
14.
Nice.
5.
Okay. And I know Allie is going to beat this because you just need a 10. So as long as you don't critically fail.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Perception.
33.
Yeah, you're fine. Everyone but Nikki, you're just shocked because he just is barehanding it, like flipping through the pages and nothing's happening to him. The rest of you hear him say, "Rob, is that you?" And the book goes, "Frank?"
You said it was Ralph.
Sorry, Ralph. He goes, "Ralph?" And then you hear the book go, "Frank?" And it seems that he knows this book.
Of course.
I'm very distracted by like trying to read a little bit as he like is flipping through the pages, and also like knowing that's probably not a good idea and trying not to read, and then like not being able to help myself and like glancing. So I don't really notice what's going on.
He's like, "Ralph, come the hell out of there." And you see that as he puts the book down and opens it about halfway, a being of shadow again coalesces up in a sort of humanoid form just out of the book like a genie in a lamp situation. He's like, "Oh, dude. Trinity, these
Kiki pulls out a bomb.
Yeah.
Kiki pulls out a bomb. She's very freaked. This thing just swapped bodies and then pops out of the book. So she's like not attacking, but she's like looking at her friends like, "Is this cool?"
Yeah, I feel like Tessa's gonna have her hand on her blade, like, what the fuck she's going on?
Whoa. And Frank's like, whoa. It's cool. It's cool. I went to high school with him. It's fine.
They have high school in Shadowfell?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was a long time ago. I'm
School's up on a pillar.
Technically very old. Technically.
She's like, book hurt friends. Like she's not putting down the bomb here. She hasn't activated. Like she's not like winding it up, but she's a little bit like, he's sus to her. Like, because she doesn't really know Frank, right?
Yeah.
Like
He's just this
like we've met.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it is like, oh, let's just pop this guy out of the book that just swapped her friends' bodies around. So she's a little bit like.
Yeah, he's like, "Ralph, come on, man." And you see them just stare at each other. And it seems that they're communicating, but they're not talking. Tessa, you can feel a wide range of emotions very subtly passing between them.
Is it like friendly emotions, like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a long time," or like, "I haven't seen you in a long time"?
It's fairly positive. They seem to be getting along. Okay. Like, they weren't probably great friends in high school, but, they were.
They were both in the drama club together. It's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, and he turns and goes, "Hey, Ralph's real sorry for the whole swapping your bodies thing. It was just, was one of you all an empath?"
Tessa waves her hand.
That's what happened. Yeah, no, you, emotions got pulled in multiple directions. It's just, what happens sometimes.
Okay. Is he here to hurt us?
And he looks back at him. No, he's just, doing his job.
What's his job?
hurting us, says Kiki.
Just sort of protecting what's in the book, working for some guy named Rimjob.
Oh,
He dead.
News, Ralph.
And the shadow being just immediately turns to look at Nikki.
Yeah, he did.
And he looks back to Frank, and Frank, again, the emotions are passing, and he goes, "Oh, Ralph wants to know if you have any openings, like employment openings." He says.
Kiki was starting to look at Allie.
Sorts, actually. What?
Okay,
Look,
I should have.
once you go Shadowfell, you don't go back.
Business puts on like kind of context switches into like her business face. Like you go and see a friend at like they work at retail and they like do their retail voice to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird for all of you, like hearing Nikki's like businesswoman voice.
Right, and Frank's like, maybe I should explain.
Well, Ralph, what do you bring to the table?
And he he looks at Frank, and Frank's like, no. And Ralph, you see the being nod, and he goes, Ralph brings things that we probably shouldn't do inside a house. Look, I know, I used to be a sword, okay? Like, it was a while ago, a lot of stuff happened. Do you want me to explain, or you just want to see?
Let's just check it out. Come on, then, out to the lake. We'll go check on Morgana, I suppose.
So Frank just picks up the book. He lets Ralph go back in and closes it and carries it out. He walks out. Flips through the book. Okay, cool. Here. Babe?
Yeah.
How you doing with that head?
I'm just like elbow deep in like dragon head. Like, good. Got a new trophy.
Okay. Do you need the rest of it? Because I met a buddy from high school and he's got to show these nice kids something.
I guess. Just sure. You can have this one.
Okay. So he puts the book down. He's like, Ralph, and you see that. You see just the head. There's the shadowy sort of head pop up. All right, go ahead. Okay. And then Frank turns to a page, and you see like Cthulhu-esque tentacles rise up, grab the corpse of the dragon, and
Tentacles,
begin to rip it apart. Basically quartering the beast. You then see Shade move through it under its scales and begin to pop them off kind of one by one. Can we? And Frank's like, can we? Oh yeah. Babe, we can keep those.
Cool.
Yeah, that's like some stuff that he can do.
It's quite impressive. What would you be looking for in terms of pay, accommodations, that sort of thing?
Oh,
can I read the book?
I mean, yeah. Frank's just trying to, Ralph is just trying to keep prying eyes from getting in there, because these are some like intensive secrets from the Fell.
I blink flirtatiously, and say, "Oh, don't worry, my eyes are very prying."
He looks at you. Okay. Then he looks at Morgana as if he's missing something. He looks back at you.
Ralph or Frank?
Both of them.
Morgana's like, no, they need to figure this out on their own. I'm not. This is your adventure.
Frank's like, are your eyes like crowbars?
It was just, I didn't really, never mind.
You get used to it.
Yeah, anyway, so look. Ralph and I are from a part of the Shadowfell that kind of got destroyed. Not like in an accident, just another level of the Fell came and kind of consumed us. We were trying to find a way out, actually, but then this lady named Radia sort of stopped that. But some of us did get away or were in other places. A lot of us died. It was kind of a big deal, but I'm cool now, right? You know, I was a dagger for a while, then I was a big angry shadow man, and then I got buried under a mountain, and then I got put into a boy body, and I got put into a trunk, and then I met my wife, and everything was cool from there.
All right.
Yeah. But Ralph's been in this book the entire time. And some of us would kind of go out in the world and items and stuff. It's a lot safer for us. It's bright out here in this fucking place. He says looking around normally, but I got skin now, so it's cool. And he's saying like this is a perfectly normal, rational thing to say.
I frown a little bit. All right, so keep prying eyes out. Seems fine. What would you need from us, Ralph?
Ralph looks up to Frank, and Frank nods and goes, unless you can turn him into a guy like me, which I don't think you can do, he needs to feed on emotions. That's what a lot of us eat when we're in that form. I
can eventually, but not yet, no. So what, just like make one of us sad every once in a while?
I mean, no, we consume all types of emotions. It's sort of like, how to put this, like, all right, so happiness and joy are like broccoli, right? But sadness is sort of like a cat, is like chocolate. It's real good, real quick, kind of filling. You don't want it a whole lot. Joy, happiness, contentment, even like different forms of sorrow. It's like, emotions come in a spectrum of flavors and nutrient values, I guess you would say. But like anger and sadness usually are the quickest we can consume. Other stuff is better. It just takes more time. You got to kind of get used to it. It's like, are you a beer? You beer folk?
I like beer.
Sure.
Right. So when you start drinking beer and you need to kind of get used to it a little bit before you get going.
I like it all the time.
Okay. Who does hard liquor?
Sure.
And he says hard liquor, and he looks to Morgana, and he gives her quick finger guns. Right. So when you take like that the very first time you took a shot, you're like, man, this is ooh. Then you keep doing it, and it gets a little bit easier. It's a little bit better. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Finger guns all around. Cool. What some of that stuff is like for us, right? Like, you gotta get used to it a little bit. Some of it, like really, really happy joy is very, very, it's a lot of nutrients in that as far as we go, but it's like roughage, right? Like, you gotta eat the good stuff. May not taste as good or sweet, but
Okay. So I could read the book.
Well, you'd have to hire Ralph, and you'd have to provide Ralph with sufficient emotions to help him not starve to death.
Sure. I mean, we've got lots of emotions. What long-term effect would that have?
Kiki gives you a hard look, like, what's this weed shit?
Allie is also giving you a hard look.
She is giving you daggers, and not literally, but she is like...
Tess is a little, like, what?
Kiki still has her bomb in her hand. She's in a relaxed pose, and she's like... She is looking at you, Nikki, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, she is...
It's fair.
Anyway, so just so you know, like, I mean, I don't know what your passive perception is, but she's like, she's actively like looking at you like, are you fucking nuts? So just so we're all aware.
I think,
and she's giving side eyes to the other party members. Like, are we like? Do we all? What?
Nikki is very clearly preoccupied with like but I could read the book. I could learn it. I could learn the thing. I could read it. The book.
Right, it's like, look, and Franco's looking like, he's not going to drain you. I mean, babe, you remember when we started, right? And like, I'd feed off your emotions a little bit.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, see, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it helped me contain the rage within.
Yeah. You got a lot of rage?
All the time.
Well, not you, babe. I'm talking to the wizard girl.
Oh, sorry.
I've got a bit of rage. Not that much.
Okay,
Some.
are you like sad? Are you like a sad girl?
Sometimes.
Are you-
Yeah.
Is horny an emotion?
And he
Oh, I've
looks
got
to
plenty
his
of that
wife, like
That's why I'm asking.
can be, I guess. There's things. So anyway, so like Ralph won't drain you of emotions in the same way you don't like drink an entire river, because then the fuck are you gonna drink later, right?
Okay.
Kiki steps between Ralph and Nikki and just looks Nikki dead in the eye. She's like, find out about Druid. And she walks out. She leaves. Like, whatever the fuck's going on, she goes. She makes a beeline for the big gruff. She's like, I want to find out what the fuck is up with my mecha friend. She's done. Like, that's it. Like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, Tessa's staying because there's no way Tessa's leaving Nikki with 2 shadow dudes without protection.
Yeah, Allie's kind of in the same boat here. Like, look, I get this. It's Allie's basically like Allie's gonna slap chat you. Be like, look, I get this. Get this the information, but there's got to be other ways to get information that don't require you to tie yourself to the fell in some capacity.
Kiki's also basically like Druid first, read later. Like,
yeah, the Druid thing makes sense. But
she's no longer there.
Turn back. Well, yeah, but you said it before you left.
Yeah.
I'll just ask Ralph. So was that you when we were all jumbled up? You know where the Druid is?
So the Shadowhead nods, yes.
I'm interested.
He looks to Frank, and Frank looks back at him. Yeah, he says you're looking for a druid or something.
Is it possible to communicate without the go-between? Because that's going to be a problem long term.
Oh, I mean, you can, but you'd sort of have to. You'd have to. Babe, what's that thing when you make magic items like you?
Attune?
Yeah, you'd have to attune to him.
Okay, I see. Okay, good. Sorry to interrupt. Go on.
Yeah, he says he knows where he is, but he was finding him for Rim Job, and he didn't know what was going on because Rim Job left, and he thought the big one, Tessa, was Rim Job.
Huh?
No.
He thought one of you was Rim Job, and he just was like, I found him. He's just kind of reporting in.
Okay. Can you tell us something where he is? We would like to track him down.
Yeah. And the book opens, and you see that this cloud of smoke, like from think like Gandalf's pipe, comes up, and you see a continent begin to take shape, and then another puff comes out. It's like functions the camera would zoom in. It's just another, like, past the first cloud into the second cloud, and so forth, until you see a new continent known as Lasana. It's been around forever, but it's new to you.
I was gonna say it's not that new. I mean, come on.
Right, it's been there since the beginning of the world, and it's in a. I need you all to make maybe an intelligence or wisdom check. Anyone who's there.
I'm going to do a wisdom check.
I'm also going to do a wisdom check.
Sure.
I got a 6.
Too many shadow things.
God damn it! I have a +4 to. God damn it!
Does it know when you roll a 2?
Dumb as fuck. Damn it!
Rolling the dice.
24.
21 int.
You Tessa's like, I don't know any of those things. You see as the camera is pulling in, there's this chain of isles to kind of the east of it, and then but it doesn't go quite there. It goes a little bit further north and west into this, what looks to be this very blighted land, which you two with those rolls are this is what's called the Ruins of Death. This was an old province of the former human empire, like the home continent, that exploded due to the wizards attempting to pull up a ley line from the ground, like underneath the earth.
I think you mean due to the wizard's dastardly actions.
Yes.
That's no way to talk about this campaign.
But you would have once this information came, even you, Nikki, would have thought, like, that's an insanely fucking stupid thing to do, because you're basically taking a nuclear reactor and just putting it in a park. Like, why would you do this? That's fucking insane.
Yeah, this seems sub good.
But it seems like something has happened pretty recently to kind of help reclaim and get rid of, like, try to, like, fix Chernobyl, basically.
Okay.
But this is apparently where this druid is.
Like, just in the, like, hanging out with the elephant's foot, basically?
More or less.
Jeez. It's a fucked up druid.
Yeah.
Alright, so, as Robert, to be clear to y'all, Nikki's totally gonna go for it, unless someone's gonna stop her, because
I'm not
she's
gonna
get
stop
to
you.
read the book, so...
Out of curiosity, does Nikki check in about such things with her sugar dragon, or like we have an agreement, like everything's separate? Like...
I don't... I think she would, because there's some amount of, like, mind access thing that Elzov has going on, like he can see through my eyes sometimes. So I would want to make sure that he wouldn't get drained as well, like that kind of thing.
So a voice rings in your head. Nikki goes, "Oh no, this thing is not powerful enough to touch me. And it's not going to have the same relationship with you that we do. This is a star. I mean, if you want to be charitable," Elzov says, "this being is sort of starving. You're feeding it.
Sure.
Just be careful.
It's your pet shadow.
As long as
monster.
it's not gonna fuck you up."
Oh, it won't touch me." And he makes it very clear it's not going to touch him. However, you are giving a starving being food. There was a reason that the bright cow and his friends did not allow Frank and this thing's plan to continue.
The bright cow?
Mm-hmm. None of you
Warlord
hear this.
Pinstrider.
None
Oh, we're not
of
here?
you hear this. This is just in Nikki's head.
I'll say that out loud in case anyone... The bright cow?
Probably the Warlord. Pinstrider, the old Legion one.
Ah. And then back in my head, wait, Elzov, the Legion stopped their plan in the Fell?
They stopped it in the in the mountains of Sibin Or. Frank, prior to his transformation into whatever the fuck that is, and you see again Frank like putting a hand in, coming up with a ham sandwich and just eating. Yeah, he's shaped like a friend.
Whatever this is.
Yeah, and he just kind of goes, they had a plan to establish a more permanent gateway between the Fell and the mortal plane. And their goal was to help attempt to form a more symbiotic relationship of allowing their particular area of the Fell to feed off of people that had too many emotions, were sad all the time, always angry, just sort of balance people out, letting out humors, if you will.
That sounds not that bad if Morgana's anything to go by, honestly.
I would look into that success rate a little bit more if I were you. It was also they didn't like it because they didn't think that the gate could be held properly, and establishing that kind of a presence
sounds dangerous.
Would be dangerous.
Gate to Fell just seems bad in general.
You're leaving out the best part, Scoot, about who would be in charge of that gateway.
That's not relevant to the story at the moment.
Oh, but now Rob wants to know.
A rogue named Radia.
Ah, good. Nothing could possibly go wrong with that gateway.
Yep.
And nothing can go wrong.
And reliable guardian.
Yep.
Oh no, it all went wrong.
Oh dear, oh dear.
You're your own being, my dear. If you wish to feed and have this creature, that's your prerogative.
I mean, I really just want to read the book, honestly.
They are one and the same.
Yeah, I'll take it for a little while. Seems like it could be useful. At this point, dear listeners, Nikki is absolutely rationalizing that that Ralph could be like a useful asset. She just wants to like get at the book, get the knowledge in it, get the power.
So are you checking with your friends now that you've talked to your sugar dragon?
Yeah.
So what do you tell
Tess
your
is a little
friends?
conflicted.
Yeah.
Well, it won't fuck with Elzoff. Just checked with him. I mean, do you see those tentacles? Could be handy in a fight.
I mean, yeah, Frank is cool, and it seemed to have worked out for him, but are you sure about this? What if it takes too much from you?
Starves to death, I guess.
No, I mean you. What happens to you?
From you, what happens to you?
Oh, well, probably a depressed husk for the rest of my life or something like that, but...
Not if I can help it.
I need the ladies to roll... Well, I need everyone that's not Nikki to roll a Arcana or History check.
I'm going to roll history. I got 21.
Okay.
Kiki crit.
19.
I was gonna say, Kiki, I'm having this discussion over Slap Chat specifically to include you.
So, Kiki, all of you... Yeah, so Tessa probably paid more attention in, like, school.
She's also a paladin.
She's also a paladin. So you would know that, like... And Kiki would know this from a crit. Because you've, you know... This is, This is a concept people have talked about before, kind of like utilizing creatures from the Fel to do this in a sort of medical sense. But Tessa and Kiki would know that if this being drains Nikki, it can drain her to having no emotions whatsoever, like permanently. That is a possibility.
Yeah, I don't like this idea. Is there a way that can have like a hard limit, like it can only take so much and it absolutely cannot take more than that?
Safety.
A safe word.
Safe, yeah. Or like it takes a little bit and then it can't take any more, so it can't actually drain you because you're putting your faith in something that is from the Fel that you have no experience with, that could possibly drain you. I mean, you're believing it right now, and I know you want to read the book, but I think we should think about this a little bit.
Nikki kind of sighs large, you know. I mean, that makes sense. Maybe some sort of gas?
Like the spell?
Yeah, I'm not powerful enough to apply one, but I'm sure one of our contacts is.
Possibly. I'm just very concerned. And so what is it about that, like, do you want to do shadow magic? Like, are you worried about how that's going to affect you?
A little bit. A lot of, know thy enemy sort of thing.
Right, but what if it goes too far?
What do you mean?
Like, what if you're reading this book and it corrupts you or, takes over you or, impedes your moral judgment? Whispers in your ear, as it will.
Kiki interjects. Like now.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. What would you have me do? Just throw it away?
Is there a way to contain it until we can find maybe a professional that... She kind of looks at Frank and she's like, no, a professional that can deal with this.
I mean... Your aunt said she would send us that box, right?
Yeah, she'll probably send that up in a day or two. I don't think it'll take too long to get here.
Yeah, we can wait.
I think that in the interest of thinking it out and not... I mean, you saw what... I did something rash. I went and grabbed the book and look what happened.
Alright.
So I just think we need to learn a little bit more before making deals with Shadowfells.
Making deals with Shadowfells.
I just as a player, I hate this because I would be 100% all about this is person.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Killing me.
He just wants to read the book.
Like I want you to have a shadow
To
boyfriend.
explain herself.
Into
She
it.
wants to read the book.
Fuck being a paladin sometimes.
She like
Kiki will. So
give
it's pretty
power.
clear. It's pretty clear how Kiki feels, but
Yeah.
she'll just be like, "Ralph, help with Druid," meaning join the fight, or like she wants to. Okay, so her basic view is use Ralph and like fucking throw the book away. Like she does not, but she's like find the Druid. Like she would use him to find the Druid and then like nix, but it's not her book.
Right.
She's also like, how fucking long does it take to, like, how fucking long does it take to read a book? She doesn't understand. Like, she's a speed reader, so she's like, how long is this relationship gonna last? But that's what she's gonna throw out is since Tessa mentioned that she's like a testing period, like probationary.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Tessa's just worried about the amount that's getting pulled as far as like, oh, it's just a little bit of emotion. Well, what is your definition of a little bit?
Yeah, I mean that's very reasonable. All right, so I'll turn back to the Fell Pals, and
Fell Pals is
buddy.
definitely a sitcom that they were gonna write after this in the modern verse.
I'd watch
Yes.
the shit out of that.
Fell buddies.
One can talk and one has a body. Or wait, no, it's the same person. Wait.
One's a
It's
book and one's a boy.
Late.
one can't talk and one has a body. There you go.
One's a book.
So many titles tonight.
One was a sword.
One was a sword, one was book. So Nikki, like
Alright.
everyone, like they're just both kind of looking at you.
Yeah. So I'll turn back and I'll kind of nod to Ralph and say, "All right, well, I'm definitely not ready to take on something like that quite yet. I need to talk to a professional about putting in some sort of emotion control on my side. It's never something I've particularly excelled at, and I'm concerned that it wouldn't be safe."
Ralph looks up to Frank, and Frank looks back at him and goes, oh, "Okay." Ralph doesn't have a lot of time.
How much? Little bit.
He hasn't eaten in like 2 weeks.
Frankly, that makes me even more concerned.
Look, if you want, I can take him. We know people, and he looks back
Nikki
to his
clearly
wife.
thinks that this is a bad idea. And it's not clear whether it's having the Fell Buddies together or giving up the ability to ever read this book. Little from column A, little from column B, if I had to guess.
Kiki. Yeah, anyways, Kiki could possibly help with like a panic button if someone knows, or she can buy a spell scroll with calm emotions. She could potentially.
Phyllis might.
She like
actually.
reluctantly. Yeah, she's reluctantly like she could literally give you a physical panic button or some sort
That'd
of
be pretty
amulet or
sick.
something.
Ah,
Like that's all it would do, but you would just be like boom, and then I don't know.
yeah.
She doesn't know how that would interact with shadow shit, but she throws it out as like a theoretical thing.
Just a moment. I'm gonna go find Phyllis and ask if he knows how to cast calm emotion.
Please hold.
Yeah.
You actually know he does. It was one of the things he was teaching you.
Okay. Stellar. So I'll ask him.
Yeah, what
Wait,
are you
so-
telling Phyllis right now? Because he's unaware. He knows a dragon showed up. He
Yeah.
knows a boat. He
So
knows the
first I
boat's
will
back.
say
Dragon.
that, I know Phyllis has calm emotions. I'll offer to feed Ralph a little bit so he's not about to die, and we can get him in the box and talk to a professional.
You're okay. Do me a favor. Are you feeding him?
No, so this is all over. This is just in the
Okay.
Slap chat. I want to make sure that everyone says, okay.
That's not the word choice.
And to Capcom emotions. Is anyone still super concerned about that? Do you think we should give him to Frank? That seems.
What is the calm emotions gonna do?
I mean, this is a theory. This is a working
Right.
theory. That's all that Kiki has. Like, you could actually have Phyllis cast it. I don't know. Like,
Just level me out so that there's nothing that really stands out for Ralph to get at.
it's just, again, I mean, we all know what like
yeah.
calm emotions actually does. So Kika's just like, don't know.
Is that for just the feeding aspect of it?
It would be like a
to
limiter.
off,
It would be
yeah.
like a panic button if it works.
Oh, okay.
If it works, yeah.
Nikki could press it to be like, if Ralph didn't respect boundaries, it would be like this, like, oh, I'm just chilling out, like, yeah, that's basically her idea from her knowledge of spells.
I can also psychic damage the book.
As a stopper. Seems
Yep.
good.
I can, on a very like minor scale, push and pull emotions
Okay.
to and fro, but I'm not to the level of like my aunt is.
Okay. I think that's enough. As long as y'all are okay with it, I would rather keep our options open and not let him die or give him to Ralph to Frank.
Scoot, would it be possible for Tessa to like put her hand on Nikki's shoulder to like stabilize her emotions and to make sure that this entity was not pulling too much?
So when it was pulling before, you interacting at all is multiple forces acting on the same point. So you don't know
so
what'll
I'm
happen.
just out, like I'm out of the picture. I did nothing. I'm not going to help this situation. I'm just curious, like of what the.
I mean, you can certainly try.
No, I don't like the way you said that.
All right. So I'll tell Phyllis. I mean, I'll just tell Phyllis the truth. He's a lot more than I thought he was, so I'm not super worried about like not making him all fluttery.
Okay.
So yeah, there's that book has a Shadowfell being who's asked to be employed.
Oh.
But he's starving to death.
Oh.
So if I fed him a bit, could you be on hand to calm my emotions if he tries to eat too much?
That's not how that works, madam.
Is it not how that would it not work at all?
You would slow his pull, but you wouldn't necessarily stop it.
We slowed it and then Allie punched him.
The
Psychic
ethereal man.
punch.
I don't know what that would do. It might hurt him a bunch. It might not hurt him at all. You might kill him if he's that weak.
What are your thoughts, Phyllis, on the whole him asking for employment situation?
Oh, I think you give that book to the other weird shadow man and his dragon wife, and you make them fly the fuck away.
Do you think it's good to have the two shadow fucks together?
I don't know if one gentleman is smart enough to do anything particularly devious, and his wife seems too busy butchering that dragon corpse to do anything super devious. Plus, she does work for, a trade lord of Ventos, so I don't think she's going to go rogue, as it were.
No, she's not planning on doing that.
All right.
Just FYI.
You're not there.
I am lucratively employed, okay?
Yeah.
Money is my main game.
Okay. I will go back to...
I don't think either one of those people would harm you intentionally without having a reason to.
Frank or Morgana, you mean?
Yes.
Phyllis? But you don't trust Ralph?
No.
It's the book.
I don't trust the book.
Fair. Okay. I won't do it. I think everyone seems too concerned about it. I think he takes a long, sad sigh, and heads back. She kind of sadly shakes her head. Frank, if you could take him somewhere that would
Oh, I know a.
keep him up.
Yeah, he's leafing through the book now, and it's weird because like Ralph's head's sort of like a bookmark, just kind of sitting at the top of the spine as he's leafing through. He goes, "No, I know a tiefling woman that'll be very interested in this. Can probably be able to handle him. Hang on." And you see him roll up a sleeve, take his arm, place it there, and Ralph looks at him and he nods, and you see a tendril come out, wrap around his arm. And you see Frank's visage goes from pretty happy to kind of plain for a second, and then his arm goes ethereal, and he removes it himself, and the tentacle kind of is more solid, and it clasps, but there's nothing there, and there's a look of like deep satisfaction on Ralph's face as, you know, like you're starving, you just finally got those chicken nugs in your mouth, and you're like, yes, like finally. And the head kind of goes back down the book as Frank closes it. Yeah, I can get this somewhere.
All right. Ralph, do feel free to check back in at a later time when I don't have the right business words for this, but you know, when our interests are perhaps more aligned and the situation is a little more set up. Is that Ralph burping?
No, Phil is walking by.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. And Frank he takes the book and puts it into his hair.
As you do.
As he does.
You
And eventually they finish up with that dragon. The ship takes back off into the sky.
Wave goodbye.
There's a little white dog on the ship that raises a paw.
Oh. And it flies out of sight, Nikki. The book is gone.
Nikki looks sad.
Well, look at it this way, Nickly. You still have the Gatonomicon to study.
I look at Phyllis and I raise an eyebrow. Hopefully.
It is safely at the temple out of your hands.
Oh, right.
I frown.
Right, that suggestion Tessa made to not have it in the house anymore.
Did I make that suggestion?
One of you did.
Nikki looks cross.
And Phyllis looks a little smug and goes, "This is why I didn't want to tell you about it, because I knew you'd be upset. Would you like some tea?"
Yeah.
"I'll go make some." And he moves back into the house.
Over this Slack chat, because Kiki, you're still over at Gruff, right?
Probably thanking all the birds in the world that book is fucking gone.
Yeah.
Just over the Slack chat. Kiki, got anything that needs blown up?
Always.
Can I help?
Yes. And she'll take you over near the shed, and I don't think, can anyone fit in Big Gruff besides Kiki because she's so demure? But they could reach in, I guess.
Yeah, like Kiki can be in there by herself. Kiki and the dwarf engineer can be in there pretty comfortably together. It's a little tight.
Oh, okay.
But you could probably get Nikki in there, but she's going to kind of be crouching and sitting. It's not that big.
All right. Well, Kiki will show her the way into Big Gruff, and we'll leave the hatch open so she can direct. And we'll show her the button that launches Big Gruff's head, detaches it, and ramps the siege engine thing, and so she'll let you womp on some tree stumps and stuff, and
yeah. I'll go finish clearing some some boulders out of a field or something. Go be useful.
Kiki's happy you asked because she didn't want that in the way of your friendship, but she was very, very concerned. But she was also you're a big girl, she's like,
yeah. No, Nikki knows, like, intellectually she's very grateful that everyone knew that it was a bad idea.
That everyone knew this was a terrible fucking idea.
It stings though, because you really wanted it.
But it stings though, because I really wanted it. Yeah.
As a player, I'm actually surprised. I just was like, oh, Rob's gonna go for. Like, I just was like, I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
So
you're a stronger person than I am, Rob.
Clearly. And Will.
Yeah.
It's true.
So I really wanted it though.
You're not the packed slut we thought you were. But you're
not
still
be gone forever.
That's right. You're still a regular slut, and that's fine.
The day passes as Nikki
Kiki just pats Nikki. Don't worry, Nikki. You're still a good slut.
That's right.
You're still the second best slut I know. The day passes with Nikki.
Weirdly, Nikki feels better.
Nikki clearing the field. A couple days pass, and Nikki mourns the loss of her, this opportunity to maybe die. When a
weird way to say opportunity to gain phenomenal cosmic power
and die.
Yeah, well.
As time goes on, though, a lock comes in one day to find you, Nikki. Adam, we have a visitor here.
Visiting dignitary again? Do I need to break out the china?
No, it's a person with a very odd request.
Go on.
Maybe perhaps you should see them.
Why am I not surprised? All right, to the foyer, I suppose.
Yeah. You are there, and there's an older gentleman there, and he on his sort of tabard has this scale, like it looks like a scales of justice.
Oh, okay. Not like dragon scale, like
no, like actual like
scale.
Weighing scales, yeah. And as soon as you walk in, he stands up and he nods to you and goes, "Lady Doxborn, my name is Grem, and I am of the Lawbringers of Lasana."
Welcome. What brings you to the Free Peaks?
We have heard of your organization here, and we wish to offer some of our services, as we know a few things about international, intercontinental politics. But we came because we also heard that you have a group that's very specialized in finding things and will take payment and can be discreet.
I'm like nod, tilt head. Who
told you we were discreet? Two out of three is not bad.
One of our mutual acquaintance of ours, in the name of Throne Direhorn, and his paramour, Lady Mudra Longhorn, said what a lovely party this was here, and spoke highly of your people here and of the temple. So we knew we would need to go outside of Lasana and the provinces for this particular help, and you are some of the closest people to us.
Well, I'm flattered. As long as discreet's not like a hard and fast condition. I think Mudra might have been buttering us up a bit, I'm afraid.
She does use a lot of that in her cooking, he says.
But we are quite capable.
Right. It is an item was stolen from from our new empress, and we need it to come back to us. But unfortunately, we can't use any of our internal agencies for this, as it is a very delicate matter.
Who did this stealing? Was it a deposed monarch?
We
or
think
something?
it was some of the former. They were called stewards. They opposed her return, even though they got their power. It's a very messy thing. I don't wish to bore you with the details. I can do so later if you wish.
How much of the details do I already know, Scoot?
You've heard rumors of basically like the Lasana was the seat of the remnants of the old human empire. So sort of like Constantinople prior to the like Ottomans coming in.
Lasana, not Constantinople.
Yep. There was a recent war there that the Western forces like Thunderblade and Ibaraka were very involved in, where they wiped away the last of the old Imperials for the pretty much part and helped to instill the current Empress, who has taken it to not just redo all the Imperial things, but try to forge like a new government with the countries and provinces that are there, to try to make some sort of new, more spanning government, kind of like how Thunderblade is. Like putting together an actual Senate, trying to get some sort of representative situation going and trying to clean up years upon centuries upon decades of like bullshit Imperial stuff. So like she's got a lot of work.
I've impressed good.
Yeah, Empress is decently good. She actually was a governor in Veritas Nova for a while. That's where she got her start, but that's really due to the actions of two particular groups. They put her on the throne functionally, but she has turned out to be not as much of an asshole as her predecessors. But he seemed like this. Also, reading him, he looks quite embarrassed. This is like kind of an older, regal, a little more conservative gentleman, and he is just not like. It seems like he drew the short end of the straw to be here.
Okay. I will. I'll tell him. Okay, we can probably help. Let me call in the rest of the crew, as it were.
Okay, so you all arrive. Like Tessa comes down from the temple and he goes, "Hello, everyone." He introduces himself and he pings out a parchment, like a rolled up thing with a seal of the Empress and the Lawbringers on it, and he just places it on the table for any one of you to pick up.
Sure.
Yes. This is one of the Empress's favorite items, he says, and was everyone's passive insight?
14.
Okay.
What is passive insight?
Just like your insight plus 10, yeah.
Okay, 14 as well.
Okay. Alice must be very high.
And
Sorry, what am I rolling?
he has no.
What is your passive
He has no
insight?
wisdom modifier.
My passive insight?
Yeah.
I don't know, passive
10
perception?
plus your insight.
10 plus your insight.
26.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
everyone, like most of you, Kiki, you don't know what's going on. Tessa and Nikki, you kind of like, something's wrong with this guy. You're looking at him, and he's sort of squinging in the way, Allie, that like your dad would be when he's discussing like sexual health with you, and like he has to kind of know what you're doing. Not that he's afraid to, but he kind of doesn't really want to know because you're his daughter. It's like ugh.
So he's feeling uncomfortable about having to go outside the Lawbringers for this, or
whatever is on that parchment is making him very uncomfortable.
I read the parchment.
You open it up, and there is a toy drawn on it with different specs.
I knew it.
The
I knew
dildo
A
of-
toy
of
a lady might
rulership.
use for stress relief when you are trying to help fix a continent that's been in a lot of strife for a long time.
a massager.
Mm-hmm.
Personal
Only a lady.
It's really sore
Only a lady
after all
would
of
use that?
work.
Well, this lady used it, I should say. I am not
Okay.
versed in who can or cannot use such things. My apologies. A lot of people probably would, and like Tessa, this is nice. This is like fucking top tier.
Like this is top shelf Draco Arcana back room. Like you
Yeah,
need to
like-
save up for 3 months to afford this kind of a thing.
This is like
is
Horfins
good.
without all the
Yeah.
terrifyingness to it.
Scoot,
Checks out.
Mm-hmm.
is the drawing purple?
It is cyan.
Okay, good. So it's not that one then.
Nope.
Oh right. Oh god.
No, I
that
think
sensitive
Neri
dildo.
has that one.
Yep. He already has that
All
one.
right.
And he's
She
just
does.
yeah, he's just like, yep, we need someone to go find this and get it back to us, and he just really wants this meeting to be over. And he wants you to say yes so he can like not have to
I
talk
think
about
we can
this.
probably handle this, gang.
I mean, some of us more than others.
It needed to be said.
Good.
Kiki just shrugs. She's like, whatever, sure.
We have experience with this sort of thing.
It's in our wheelhouse, one might say.
Grand. Great.
I'm doing my once I saw that he was uncomfortable about it, I'm doing my absolute darndest to just amp it up at every opportunity.
Thank you for your assistance.
Kiki,
Allie is actually doing the opposite. Like when she sees that he's uncomfortable, she's not poking at it.
Allie, you're so much
Well-
better than Nikki is.
Well, it's partly because like Allie is like super duper like consent is key, and this dude is uncomfortable, and sex positivity means people can be uncomfortable about sex too, and that's fine. Larbringer, you'd mentioned that you also had some interest in the intercontinental project we're doing.
Yes, both the Conclave and Project
Sheer.
Sheer. I keep wanting to say scissors. I'm sorry.
That's a rather different project.
These are meat timbers.
His eyes immediately go down. Yes, no, that is. Yes,
I
that
didn't
is a
say
sexual
that.
act.
That was just
Oh,
me
Nikki
fucking
did. What are you fucking
Nikki
kidding?
absolutely did.
Yeah.
If you'd like to discuss Project Sheer further and how the Lawbringers would like to potentially play a role, that's actually my domain, my project really. So
I would
if
very
you
much
will.
love to do that if this and he like begins
I'll
to
roll it up.
Yeah, he just rolls. Thank you.
do you need us to find this before we can talk about that?
I need to gain a affirmative or negative. He's just so flustered. If you would accept this mission so we can quickly talk about payment, of course, because we would pay you for this mission. And then we may talk about the other thing, which I would love to talk about. And he wants to get he wants to just check off this first box.
Can I put my hand on his shoulder and like leech out some of that uncomfortableness?
Sure. And you see him relax a little bit, and you pull the anxiety, and you're starting to pull it, and you're like, wow, that's a lot. Like, you can fit a lot of anxiety in this old man. Like, you slap him.
Well, I actually feel bad for that. Like, it's gonna, like, dude, calm down.
Sorry.
It's bad. I have your help.
I'll cut him a break. When I see that when it's to the point that Tessa needs to help calm him down, I'm like, okay, I'll lay off the old man.
You need to talk about the conclave. I'm all ears as well.
Yeah, I think we can take this, right? I kind of look around at everyone.
I think we can do this.
I mean, Tessa definitely can. I don't know about the rest. Who might be pretty small. Because thank you.
I mean, wait, was that drawing to scale?
Yes,
Oh, that's who used this?
the Empress.
She's human?
Yes. It's very magical,
Okay.
as noted by the various rings on it.
I mean, I'm just impressed. Really?
I'm glad.
I mean, anyway.
Yep, and on that note, folks, on the beginnings of Dildo Quest, we will end for this evening. So thank you all for coming out to Ryam, and we will see you for Dildo Quest next week.